What's up? It's the Go to the Game HipHopGamer. Welcome to a special edition, special episode of Get Money Gamers, live here at the New York Stock Exchange with my partners, my family, FinTech TV. Let's get it popping. Now look, we're going to get straight to the point. I ain't playing with y'all. This right here, y'all need to pay attention. So the first thing I want to address is everything that's going on with Xbox right now. But it's not just Xbox. We got PlayStation as well, and we're going to talk about it all in terms of what's happening right now in the entire gaming industry. So the first thing I want to address is this. Microsoft is assisting Sony with PlayStation 6 using new AI features such as generative AI, tools for development such as in-world with the NPCs, autoplay activation, which I broke the story already, but I know y'all seen the patents, and also AI apps for content creation. Now, how do I know this? I tried it all, and it's amazing. So I attended GDC, right? And it's one thing to try it all, but then there's another thing to talk to people that may not should say certain things, but, you know, I'm a journalist for a reason, and I break stories for a living. So this is how I came about. Now, the first thing is, when I got a chance to find out about what Xbox was doing and what PlayStation 6 wanted to do with the AI, I got a chance to test out what we call Oracle with NVIDIA. And I was literally able to talk to the NPCs, which stands for non-playable characters for those that don't know, and they spoke back to me. They was like, yo, HipHopGamer this, HipHopGamer that. Like, it was amazing. So when I was talking to certain people, I said, when will we get a chance to have this experience, and is this something that we're going to see down the road, you know, with a system like a PlayStation 6 or something like that? And he said, yes, of course, you'll see it there, and this is also a part of the deal with the strategic partnership that Microsoft and Sony recently announced. This is part of that. So that's one. Two, the autoplay activation, where you're going to be able to have AI profiles, and the profiles will be able to play games for you. So a lot of those games we got to grind and do all this other stuff, and a lot of times you don't got no time, considering the average gamer is between the ages of 33 and 38 in terms of the average game purchaser in the industry. Yeah, you got to make up for some of that time, and AI is going to do it for you on the PlayStation 6. It's going to be crazy. And also, one of the big deals with PlayStation 6 and even with the next hardware that Microsoft Gaming is doing is content creation. So you're going to see a lot of apps and a lot of things on console that's going to be more PC-like how we have now when you look at things like OBS and things of that nature, Streamlabs, so on and so forth. But the good thing about it is I tried it all, and it is fire, right? So now, here's something else that I want to break down to you. One of the things that we talked about, besides Xbox, you know, well, Microsoft helping out PlayStation 6 and assisting them with the AI software for their next system, but the studio cuts. Now, this is a big deal. Tango Gameworks, Arcane, Roadhouse, Alpha Dog, gone. You know what I'm saying? But it's not as bad as it's not as bad as you may think it is. Now, one of the things I want to point out, which is very interesting, is that Microsoft's investment into AI is taking a lot of jobs. It's official. I can tell you this right now. It is taking a lot of jobs. A lot of the things they talk about redundancy because you got multiple people doing the same thing, but also AI is taking a lot of jobs, and Microsoft has a big bet with AI. You already see it with Sam over at OpenAI with their company and stuff like that, so it's happening. Now, another thing I want to talk about is how more people within these cuts, the reason why it's happening is that more people are assigned to bigger games that have bigger priority. And I'm going to break all of this stuff down. First, Fable. Second, Perfect Dark. Third, Gears of War 6. Fourth, Indiana Jones. Fifth, State of Decay 3. And also ports for the PlayStation version of some of the games. And you're going to find out more about these games. Now, with the ports for PlayStation and how big these games are, there's a lot of other games that had to be cut off, which led to studios having to shut down. It's unfortunate. I don't like seeing nobody lose their job. That stuff is whack. You know what I'm saying? It is. And I feel sorry for them. At the same time, I understand what Microsoft Gaming is doing in business, and this is just the nature of the beast, and it's unfortunate. But this is what's happening and what's taking place. Now, I want to tell you something straight up. The new hardware that Microsoft Gaming is talking about, I know there's a lot of speculation around it being a handheld and stuff like that. There's a lot of things I want to say. There's some things I can't say. But one thing I will add on to what Phil Spencer spoke about is his desire to have Steam and Epic Games and make the platform of new hardware more open. This is not a figure of speech. It's happening. I spoke about this before with Xbox going a hybrid route. It is happening. It is official. To the details on how they're going to execute it, I don't know that part. But what I do know that it is happening where Xbox will be more of an open platform and it's not the traditional console that we're used to. That's a fact. Now, another thing I want to tell y'all is that Starfield, like I told you before many years ago, before Xbox ever made any post about it or anybody, it came from me, the GOAT. Starfield will come, like I said, but something new that I found out. And you know I'm involved in the movie industry as well. I'm involved in the TV industry. I work with everybody. Netflix, Hulu, ABC, you name them, I'm a part of it. You know what I do. So, Marvel's Blade. I know a lot of people was concerned about that and what's going on with it, you know, considering the Arcane situation and if it's still in development. Well, Marvel's Blade is another game that will eventually hit the PlayStation as well. Confirmed. And y'all know how I get down. When I speak on stuff, I confirm it. I stand on business when I talk. So a lot of people talk about what ifs and things. Nah, you don't get that here. I stand on it. If something come out where I wasn't right, I stand on that too. But I can honestly, confidently tell you, Blade is another title that will come to PlayStation. State of Decay 3 was also mentioned, and I'll just leave it at that. And another game that will come is Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct will come to PlayStation as well. And you know what else? There's more coming that will be confirmed too, but as of right now, that's where we at. Now, I want to transition to something. Get a look at me, because I got to do a one-on-one real quick. Sarah Bond, we love you, period. You're amazing, keep going, and we're going to support you, and we're going to ride this whole thing out. At the same time, we love you, we got to keep it real with you, and we got to keep it real with the organization over at Xbox, too. I love you, you know what I'm saying? Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, the whole team over there. Sarah, the interview that you did on Bloomberg TV, don't ever do that one again. Please. Bad decision. It was horrible. Don't ever go that route again. Please. Now, let's talk about why. The Sarah Bond interview, one of the things that she spoke about was the industry not growing, and that's why Xbox is having issues and declines. That is a lie. The industry from 2022 to 2023 has grown in the billions, okay? And it's projected to continuously grow. It is on an uptick in terms of the entire industry. Now, why is the industry growing, and what's the #1 reason why the revenue in the gaming industry is growing at a high rate, a high clip right now? So aside from mobile gaming being the dominant space, but in-game advertising is the key #1 element as to why the gaming industry as a whole is growing. And Xbox should know this because their platform of Xbox Game Pass is designed around in-game advertising. That's why they're not so worried about selling games, but having more players, because their business model is not about selling games like it used to be traditionally. It's more so about in-game advertising. How do I know this? So one of my partners, remember, I'm the first gamer to be nationally syndicated on hundreds of stations in radio, all over with my partners at AURN, and that's my syndicators. And we have a program and a platform that serve mobile gaming ads and things of that nature as well. And we're doing billions and billions in impressions, and it accounts for, let's just say, a lot of revenue. So that is the new monitor on how we're looking at the value of what's being invested in when it comes to the games right now. So this right now is a big turning point. So, and keep in mind, the 660 is the main show that speaks on what's going on in the gaming industry that you can find and discover on AURN and on all the radio platforms. So now, one thing I want to bring up is the Xbox mobile store that's going to launch in July. Now, here's what I want to tell you, and this plays a major role in the growth of the industry. See, when everybody goes to get a game on mobile, they're either going to Apple iOS or they're going to the Google Play Store. Now, I did an interview with Samsung, and Samsung spoke about how they're about to change their business model. Because they sell games, they do all this other stuff, but they need to find a way to develop their own store, Samsung store, in the mobile space. This is something that they're actively trying to do, because this is where Google dominates, this is where Apple dominates, and Microsoft is looking to do the same thing, and that plays a major role in why they acquired Activision as well. So this is going to be huge, it's going to be a big difference. So stay tuned, because the Xbox mobile store is the beginning of a big change. And like I said, Xbox is the #1 publisher for a reason. So now, we're going to move away from Xbox for a little bit, and we're going to talk about PlayStation. Now, PlayStation, we know Wolverine is coming, right? Now, Wolverine is going to get the symbiote treatment, right? And you can go back to old Spider-Man games like Web of Shadows, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But Spider-Man set the tone when you see Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Well, I can tell you that Wolverine will get that symbiote treatment on the PlayStation 5, and the technology is way more brutal. What I've been told is that Wolverine is like God of War in an open world setting. And it's even more brutal with better technology and better physics and things of that nature. So it's insane. Stay tuned. It's about to blow you away. Get ready. Now, another thing that's been talked about is the PlayStation Showcase. The PlayStation Showcase is a big one. It is a big one. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing real quick. I was at the Rockstar Games party. I was hanging out with RZA from Wu-Tang. Shout out to my brother RZA. You know what I'm saying? I was hanging out with MOP. Shout out to my man Dance, Lil Fame. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Shout out to DJ Premier. It was a movie out there. And what I can tell you is that Sony PlayStation Pro, PlayStation 5 Pro, Grand Theft Auto 6, this is going to be a big deal with what they both got going together. And this showcase coming up is going to be something special when you discover what the long-term vision is for PlayStation, according to what my man Herman Hell said. And also, Herman Hell's congratulations on the promotion. Let's get it popping, dog. Now, one thing I can say about the PlayStation long-term vision is that you will see more day-and-date PC releases. You will see that. So that's going to be interesting. Also, GTA 6 is supposed to play a huge role beyond the game with PlayStation in GTA's own TV show. Now, I'm hearing a lot of things about a Grand Theft Auto TV show right now. It's far, far, away from what I hear, but a GTA TV show is definitely something in the works that's been talked about and been discussed, and PlayStation is all over it. The bombs is dropping right now, yo. It's crazy right now. So now let's move on. Xbox Game Pass. Now, a couple of years ago, I was at a Netflix event where Netflix announced their gaming division and what they're looking to do. Also, shout out to my brother, my dude, Seth Keelian, who used to be over at Capcom, who's now with the Netflix family as well. For those that may not know, I attended DICE as well as attending GDC. Let's just say there's a lot of information you'll find out when you tapped in with the right people. So one thing I can say is that Xbox Game Pass, just imagine being able to turn on your Game Pass and have Netflix right there, just like you got with Ubisoft's Uplay Plus and EA's Origin with the Xbox Game Pass. Imagine being able to have Netflix on there as well. So if you think about Xbox Game Pass and Netflix and you combine that subscriber base and you combine it as one, that achieves the goal that Xbox is trying to meet right now. That's one. Two, in terms of that subscriber base, on Netflix right now, you can play games from the cloud. We already know what Xbox has. We know what they're about. We know what that xCloud represents. Imagine being able to also go on Netflix, and after you watch a movie, you could play xCloud directly from your Netflix. Or if you're on Xbox Game Pass, maybe watch a movie directly from Xbox Game Pass because of Netflix. This is something that's being targeted right now, and I'm happy and excited to confirm that this is something that should be announced in the coming years. This is going to be groundbreaking. Xbox, Netflix, these companies need each other. What y'all seeing right now within the gaming industry is not just the gaming industry, and Sarah Barnes said this as well. All industries are starting to reach their ceiling in many ways. And in order to grow and to see the growth that we're looking for, companies have to partner up. And these type of partnerships are the ones that make sense. And these are the type of partnerships that will change the landscape of what we knew in the past as we move onward to the future in the game culture, period. So now, let's move on. Even though I said Xbox is targeting Netflix, PlayStation is also targeting HBO. So when you see The Last of Us, it's not the last of that deal. That's all I can say. That's a little teaser. Now, let's move on. Now, this part right here, I need you to look in my eyes right now. What I'm about to say right now. I got to take the jacket off for this one. Because I don't even believe me, what I'm about to say. I don't even believe it. This is something that we thought would never, ever, ever happen. But I'm honored to tell you. Once upon a time, you can get me right here. Once upon a time, people said, you know, look at Sega and look at Nintendo. They battle all the time. You would never see Sonic the Hedgehog be on Nintendo. Like, that makes no sense. But many, 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 many years later, you can see Sonic on Nintendo. And that relationship is there. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? They collaborate in many ways. So, I have something for y'all right now. This is the moment. When I was telling y'all and I was making posts on Twitter and Xbox was going on, a lot of people is going to say I'm lying. A lot of people is going to say, yo, HipHopGamer is crazy. But I had to come home. I had to come to the New York Stock Exchange. I had to bring this to the audience through Get Money Gamers. Because this is groundbreaking. Now, Xbox still exists, but Microsoft Gaming is in control. Things are different behind the scenes internally with the Xbox family. And Microsoft Gaming has taken the helm of everything that's going on in the gaming division. I'm here to tell you right now. You remember this game called Halo? You know, the flagship title for Xbox, the flagship TV show. This is a big deal right here. I can now tell you, I can now confidently confirm. I don't know what day, when it's going to happen. I heard rumors of 2026. But what I can tell you right now, let's get me right here. Halo will come to PlayStation. Halo will come to PlayStation. Now listen, shout to Jez Corden. I know he was talking about a lot of things, but I told y'all years ago that Starfield is coming, you know, to PlayStation. I told y'all years ago that Xbox games is going to PlayStation. So this all came from me, and everybody else that may not give me my credit, I take my credit. You know what Jay-Z say, you know what I'm saying? You know, I take my respect. You take what they give you, I get you. But I take what's mine, that's why I'm the GOAT. So, right now, I'm telling everybody, a change is happening. And I got somebody that I'm about to bring on that's going to talk deeper in detail about the change in the business across the board. And she's special. She understands. Shout out to my homegirl Ashley Gibbs. She's a beast with this. So, I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode of Get Money Gamers. We live here on the New York Stock Exchange. This is groundbreaking. And like Microsoft said it themselves, no game is off limits. Whatever needs to come to multiple platforms. We've seen it with Hi-Fi Rush. We've seen it with Pentiment. We've seen it with Grounded. You know what it is. You know what's happening. We've seen it with Sea of Thieves. Games that was once only exclusive is now on PlayStation. Get ready, because more is coming. And Phil Spencer already gave you the answer without giving you the answer. When he was asked, will Starfield and these games ever come to PlayStation? What did he say? You can't rule it out. Never say never. Well, I'm here to tell you the truth. Halo will come to PlayStation, and it will be groundbreaking, and they need more players. You want to know why they need more players? Because in-game advertising is the new revenue standard and status for the growth of the gaming industry, period. Now, next up, get ready to meet my homie, Ashley Gibbs. You want to know more about some business? We're going to talk business, because after today, you know who stands on business. The GOAT of the game, HipHopGamer. Let's go, baby!